Well, you wore it out here for everybody to look at.
Right. Well, no, I didn't wear it out here for everybody to look at. I mean, I'm not sitting here waving it around. It's holstered, locked in the place, and nobody's going to take it out. I'm not going to take it out. I'm not going to, if anything were ever to happen here, if somebody were to actually fire against me, I mean, I've had even a gang member go by and shoot his finger at me. But I'm not going to do anything, even unholster my gun for any reason. Because there's no need to. That's not the point. So if somebody were actually to fire at me, I would take defensive cover, and then I would have to do whatever was necessary.
Did you get his name?
Just Tom so far. I don't have his whole name.
Tom, what's your last name?
My last name is, from the law, unless there's actually a problem.
There's a problem. I've explained the problem to you, that you're carrying a
The
firearm.
police have asked me who I am. They already know who I am.
I don't know who you are, and I haven't asked you. This officer
then you need to go back in your records.
Tom, how many Toms do you suppose there are in the city of Oregon?
Well, the police have been out here 3 times so far, okay?
And have you given them their name each time?
Absolutely.
Why would you not give it to me now?
Because you already have it. I mean, isn't that ridiculous that you would ask me for my name when you already have it?
No, I'm asking your name now.
Tom.
Tom what? What's your last name?
You have it. All you have to do is type in Market and Lancaster into your system, and my name, my full name, which I've already given.
You haven't given it. We are here contacting you right now.
I've already given it to your office. You aren't talking with your...
We're going to pick you out of 565 Toms. I mean, that's going to have a lot of hits.
Not from Market and Lancaster. I've been here for 9 years, okay, preaching. And so, it doesn't seem like...
Tom, I've been on this department for 23 years.
Okay.
And you've been on for 34 years.
Yeah.
And in 23 years... 34 years, 35, whatever it is. 34, okay. So in the last 57 years of experience here, neither one of us have contacted you.
Right, but...
57 years.
So what you're saying is, you're demanding me give me your last name. I've already given it to the county sheriff that stopped by. No, not today, some other day.
Okay.
I've also given it to the city police twice.
Okay. Right now, you're standing here. We have never encountered. I've never seen you. Never heard about your.
Why are you being so belligerent and not just going back and asking for your system? I mean, it doesn't seem like that big of a thing.
We just want peace.
Well,
it's a violent world, and
you don't want peace. You want control, and I know it doesn't seem like that from your guys' side, but from the citizen's side, when you're doing this, it does seem like control. I mean, you want us to behave in certain ways so that it will appear to the public that you have control of everybody within the jurisdiction of Salem. And so,
So what is being openly armed with a gun and being confrontive and
I'm not being confrontive at all. You confronted me. I didn't confront you. I haven't confronted anybody. I've been writing down extra notes today, every little thing that's happened.
I'm sorry. I guess the word I should use is contentious.
How is it contentious when I'm defending myself from somebody else approaching me on the street corner?
Well, okay, but if you don't have anything to hide, just tell the other officer your name. Tell me your name.
I don't have to because the department already knows who I am.
Okay, but listen. Here's a lesson from Scripture about doing things you don't have to do.
This isn't a lesson about Scripture. And actually, it may be, but we can discuss about Scripture all day long, both you and the other officer that's here. But
look, don't you remember when...
I'm kind of bothered by you being so close. Can you back up a little bit? I mean, just your body language is like you want to do something with me, and I don't like that as a citizen. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I know as an officer, you guys have to take that sort of position. But can I move my sign back and not stand here if we're going to keep... because I don't want my sign to fall over and be a distraction or something. As I
It
understand.
looks okay to me. I mean,
Well, I know, but I can go put it back by the telephone pole if you don't mind me to just take it back there.
okay, but let me just remind you. It's the first thing I was going to tell you. You remember when Jesus asked Peter about paying the gold coins for the tax?
Right?
And Peter said, it's just the local residents that should have to pay the tax. And then Peter says, well, let's just pay it anyway. Just go fish. Go catch a fish. There's a coin. Don't make a big hoo-ha about what you have to do, what you don't have to do, what you expect of others. Just do what's right. Just do what's best. Do what practically leads to
But that's all a matter of personal preference, and if I just follow that for what the police might want me to do, I mean, that just seems a little odd.
Is your personal preference kind of a designer cause that upsets everybody around you? What kind of statement is that?
Well, half the people like it, and half the people don't, and that respond, and then the other 90%, they don't even know what to do with it. Either they ignore it, or they chuckle at it, or whatever else. So, can I have permission to go put my sign back against the telephone
It's
pole?
a free world, and you haven't done anything wrong.
Okay. Those are my gloves. I'll come back for them.
Come back for those?
Yeah. Sure, that's fine. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, people call when they see
Well, I know people
person
call.
on the corner.
And I think the last 5 times I've been out with the gun, people have probably called and that they had to respond and say, I'm sorry, but we already vetted him, and because I'm sure that every time I've open carried, people have seen me and people have called, so I don't know what's different between now and the last 5 times. The first time I could understand. They came out, they checked me out.
Yeah, I know. Joe, I met a lot of people that do things to get attention.
So,
But
Tom,
back-
what I'm going to do, just take your picture. You can hold your sign, not hold your sign. I don't really care. You want to hold the sign?
You can take my picture. People take it all the time. I don't mind. Hopefully I'm smiling good.
Smiles out.
Okay, so here's the deal. I just ended up talking to one of the supervisors, and I told him what my opinion is you're not out here doing anything that's causing any problems, and pressing a particular constitutional point, I have no qualms or no issues with doing it. The problem is that under the state statute, you do have the right to carry and bear arms. Under the city statute, the thing is, if you're armed and that thing's loaded, that's a problem. So if you've been doing anything that was a little bit off or goofy or dumb, yelling and screaming or any of that kind of stuff, then we would have an issue of disorderly conduct. We would check the gun, and if you don't have it, is there a reason why you didn't get a concealed weapons permit? Just out of curiosity?
Oh, so you did check.
What's that?
So you know who I am now.
No, I don't.
Well, you just said that you...
I said, is there a reason you haven't gotten one? And why would I ask that question? Because you
Oh,
told me
okay.
I don't have one.
Okay. I forgot that I told you.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't an issue that wasn't over inability. You weren't qualified to carry one, or you were refused one. You just haven't never applied for one.
I decided not to apply for one because I wanted to keep in my head the difference between the two.
Between what two?
Between the two, the open carry and the concealed carry. And one of the things that I learned since considering those two things and making my decision was that the concealed carry has this issue about once you have a concealed carry, you're supposed to conceal carry only and not open carry. And so, although you
can... It doesn't prohibit you from...
Well, I know, but there's like...
It just gives you the ability to conceal it.
Right.
It doesn't prohibit you from
right, it doesn't, but there's this cultural thing within the NRA and others that once you get your concealed carry, you're supposed to always conceal carry. And so, now, I don't, I never researched that. I mean, we could research things until we're blue in the face, and we never really come to an understanding because it's hard to really understand where everything came from and all that. So.
Well, I mean, we come to some understanding that you're compliant, but only to a very small degree. So when I ask your name, you're still
a small degree.
Well, you're not telling me who you are.
I'm not
so
being belligerent or anything.
No.
That's more than a small degree. I'm talking to you openly. We're discussing,
right.
And so
you have
99% of what I've done is within what you enjoy, but only that 1% of me not saying something that you asked me a question.
Who you are? That's kind of a big deal, Tom.
Well, not just who I am, but the issue
that's
about.
The issue that I'm having.
Well, no, you also have the issue of whether or not the gun is violating, that I'm violating the ordinance of the city of Salem.
Right.
Okay. So if I answered that, would that relieve some of your problem?
If the gun was loaded or not?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it loaded?
No, it's not loaded.
Okay. Thank you. That's what we asked you up front. That was a really simple thing.
Okay.
That I was asking you.
Okay.
Okay. So that alleviates some of now the question was, do I believe you? Then that would be a different issue. But
well, to be honest with you, the first 6 times I came out, I didn't know that ordinance.
Really?
Really.
Yeah.
And so
it's unique to only a couple cities in the state of Oregon, and Salem happens to be one of them.
And so
that it's unique to.
Would you guys like to check my my pocket? There is where I've got a clip, and that's what's loaded. And I'd have to actually take the clip out and put another clip in, so it is unloaded.
Okay, just so that you're probably aware of this because you seem to be fairly well versed in this. If you put it in your car and it's open, that's one thing. But as soon as you put it in a glove box, then it's considered concealed.
Right.
So that's when you go back to that whole concealed carry, that kind of stuff. But if you're familiar with that,
right,
then that's fine. But if you're not, anytime you conceal it underneath a jacket or anything else, if it was in the car, you had the thing. Even if then it doesn't really matter if it's loaded or it's not loaded, it would still be considered a concealed weapon.
Right.
Okay. As long as you're aware of that.
And then the other thing is about I had a question. So
the other thing I was asking was that we didn't come to any kind of terms on was your last name. And it just makes my life easier. Will I find out who you are? Yeah. Will I find out today? Maybe.
Okay.
That's the only thing that would make life easier, just to know what your last name is. But
okay, thanks a lot.
You have a great day.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
There's nothing that we're going to do here, right? Okay. All right.
Thanks,
Tom.
You're welcome.